Well, look about, ooh wee.
And we don't really start, it just starts. We're podcasting, Sam.
We're podcasting.
You use one of them.
Well, Susie told us to.
It's Susie McCabe.
I was very up for introducing.
Yeah.
It's Ray Bradshaw, everyone.
Yeah, thanks.
Clap, clap, clap.
Clap, 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 clap. It's a weird sitting position, isn't it? We're nearly touching knees.
Yeah, we
I
are
nearly
fucking all
didn't
touching
wear.
knees.
I nearly wore trousers.
Oh,
Yeah. Should you get a knee out in a podcast?
I'm
What's
doing
the
it.
etiquette?
I'm
coming
the
out.
only trousered one.
I'm
really.
doing.
You're
I'm-
pedal pushing. Oh, your knee cracked like fuck there when you moved.
That was quite
We
disappointing.
got the first one. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah. Imagine
Nice
that's how you did it.
Boost the
I think
volume.
I should get my legs up more often. My calves were in my husband's wedding vows. That's one of the
What?
reasons he
Right.
married me.
Explain.
He said that my calves were one of the best features about me. He said,
Wow.
That,
How shite are you that your calves? That's your
It's how
redeeming
good
feature.
the calves are. It's not.
What
about-
else is? What's the order? Calves. Then what else is in it?
I'm quite a good cook.
Okay.
Calves, cook, glasses,
Yeah.
personality.
Maybe it's all or is it all alliterative? Is it
We'd
just
have
like
to-
with C's?
Yeah.
So
maybe
calves, cooking. What's your other one? What's your third C?
Cock.
Let's be honest, it's the answer we all hope for, and we're glad we got it.
Comedy.
And we
Comedy
found
is the
the
fourth
clip
one.
already, which is good.
minute
That's
in.
good. Yeah.
What's your top three qualities of yourself, do you think?
Oh God.
You married
That your
Yeah,
wife would say.
If we were to get your wife and ask her top three qualities of Ray, what would she say?
I'll message her this and see.
But you answer before it comes through.
Yeah.
And we'll see
Like,
how
it's
she
like,
gets.
what's that?
Hales,
Sure.
Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we did that once. So, like, I can't remember when it was. It was like a family thing. We're all away. There was like 10, 15 of us. They're like, let's play this questions. And me and Haley got every answer wrong. Like, every single answer wrong.
I think that's healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's healthier than if
Yeah,
you got them all
because
right.
it was like, do you have nicknames for each other? And I'm like, no. She would just tell me to shut up a lot, and that's kind of it. Haley's like a comedy glory hunter now.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, because when we started going out, this is what, 11 years ago? She would come to shows and stuff like that, but then I think she got fed of it, and now it's like, I remember one time, not long after we were going out, maybe like 3-4 months, and I came down here, no, was it? And then I was like, do you want to come to stand tonight? I'm on. She's like, no. And I was like, oh, I'm closing, it'd be cool. But she was like, nah, I can't be bothered. And then I got here and I was like, Johnny Vegas is on in the middle. She's like, yeah, I'll be there in 20. And then came down. And now it's like, she'll come to see me when I do a big show. I think the last time she saw me at the Edinburgh Festival would have been maybe 2018, 2019. And I've done it every year since. Yeah, like, when I was on tour with John Bishop, she came 3 times then. Like, I don't think, has she ever seen me and Frankie actually do any of these shows? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think it's just like my work, so she's not that
Yeah, I
arsed.
suppose so.
Do you
After
do
a
any
while.
material about her? Material? I
Yeah.
said materia.
Yeah, I'm not one of the comedians that slags off their family. I find that weird.
You sort of, there may be a story which involves her, but you're not,
but
being like, she
'cause
done
I
this
also, like,
fucking thing.
I really like her. Like, I always find this weird.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen comics pure slag off
Yeah.
their wives on stage, and I'm genuinely watching it thinking, your wife is the best thing about you. Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And, which I've never really understood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've started talking about my wee boy, so he's 5, and I think he's really interested by it. Like this
Oh,
joke,
that
because
is
remember
right, yeah.
some of you were in when I brought him in that day, and he was
Yeah,
telling
yeah,
jokes. By the way, I don't think you were in that day, Fraser. A lot of you definitely were. And Alex, my wee boy, came in. I was doing a charity show, a Jags for Good one, or maybe I was filming something, I can't remember. So I'd hired the place so I could come in early.
Oh, sure.
So Alex came in and he spoke into the mic and he was like telling a joke. And I don't know if you are aware of this. When he finished, you all at the bar started clapping. And I saw something in his eyes light up, and I was like, oh fuck, we're starting. We're
Sorry.
growing
It's
another
all
one,
not
man.
his fault,
We're
yeah.
growing a clown. That's not what
First
you
one's
want.
free.
No,
Better than Billy's kid.
He was so excited for it.
Molly booed Billy Kirkwood's
Did you?
son, yeah.
It's on we talked
Doing
about
a
this on a
similar
previous
thing.
pod that we made.
I hate this false information that
Did
keeps
Billy
getting-
Kirkwood's child cry because
Why
of
do you
you?
hate children? What happened?
That's a fair
don't
question.
know, just don't think they deserve to exist, really.
Did you look straight down the camera for that as well? That was interesting.
Look down that one.
I hate children. No,
When you turned there, it just looked like I'd grown hair. Like that was something that happened.
I did a poorly timed boo towards Billy Kirkwood, which we have, we've got a friendship, so he could take it. Didn't realise or kind of mentally clock that his child was on stage. It was
With the
also
microphone.
with the microphone. It was also his birthday.
If If you want the full story, you can listen back to the Billy Kirkwood episode where we talk about this in depth.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Would you like Molly to make your child cry?
Yeah, maybe it would, because it would put him
Nah.
off, yeah.
Nah, he'd be fine. He'd like it. He would like he started. I've started coaching his football team.
Oh, no way.
So
Nice.
they're 5 years. It's the worst hour of my week.
5-year-olds?
Yeah, it's the worst hour of my week every week. Right. So they
How
all just
coordinated are
they play four
Scottish
sides. They
children?
play four sides on a
Four
Saturday,
side,
and we
wow.
go. Look, as some of the parents. Oh, there's
Wait,
one.
so like one in goals and then.
So there's no goalies,
Oh, there's
so
no
one
goal.
defenders,
Okay.
two midfielders,
Okay,
one
okay.
striker, and so like there's some proper football dads there, and see the first week I was there, so this dad next to me would not stop shouting, would like telling his kids what to do. It was really intense. And I was like, stand next to him, and I was like, this guy's an absolute fanny. Like, what is he doing? And then, during the end of the game, he turned around to me and went, I really love all your stand up, and I like you in the radio. And I was like, this guy's class. I'm like, what good judge of character? But it just changed so quickly. But yeah. And his favourite thing is like tackling. Doesn't like scoring goal. He loves like seeing someone runs in,
Wow.
just smashing a guy. Like,
Nice.
and one guy called him stupid, and Alex went, he's stupid. His team are losing. I was like, yeah, friend.
Yeah.
So I hope he doesn't become a clown though. I hope he gets a real job.
Imagine, I've got nieces and nephews who are like 4 and 5. Evan, I love you, but I couldn't see him playing football.
We
It
were-
just-
I went to football from quite young,
Yeah.
but I wasn't good at it. And I think now, looking back, I didn't understand what the aim was.
I think
Like
Evan-
they're
I think
telling me
Evan
to
would be
like learn how
karate.
to pass and stuff. I didn't know what
He's
the
a
point
violent
was.
little man.
Is it?
I reckon he'd be class at that.
It's not enjoyable. It's the worst hour of my week.
But then if you think about it, there's like, and you see like these TV programs about like kids from like the far, like from like China and stuff like that, who are like can play grade 8 piano at the age
Oh
of 2.
yeah.
I'm like, so maybe if you get the kids in early, maybe you can get
Yeah, we're not
them.
starting a master race. We're just trying to. It's in Bears Den and on Wednesday night for an hour.
Did
It's
they
very
do?
relaxed.
Did they play games?
Yeah, they play
Against other
teams,
fighters? Wow.
Surely not a
I-
full 90-minute.
No, it's like 4 10-minute games on a Saturday, and I genuinely couldn't tell you what the score was. No one cares. Like
fair
some
enough.
people do. It's more
That's
about.
mad to care.
My
isn't it?
main
Yeah.
job is tying people's laces. Like that's what I do. Tie people's laces.
It's really cute.
And occasionally like subbing someone off and tell them they can't run back on the pitch, or go to their mum and dad going, just tell them to wind their neck and like, what's happened to you? That's it. So yeah, that's so a couple of times. The first time I ever did whiplash in here, I came straight from his training site and just talked about it on stage for 5 minutes. And I was like, I definitely should change people's real names in this one, because I feel like
Oh my god.
it wasn't about kids, it was with the coaches. But I was like, yeah, this feels like it could go back to them, so let's not do that.
So, as you're now part of the grassroots game, do you see a future for this? I know nothing about football. by the way.
I coached an amateur team for 13 years while I was still doing stand up. So
Seriously?
yeah, so we did amateur. We won like a couple of leagues, a couple of cups, and so I would do. Like I remember I did the Newcastle stand once, and then got a mega bus home on the Friday to play on the Saturday morning to then go back to
go back
Newcastle.
again. Oh my god.
I think we lost 4-0. Like, it was like Christmas time. It definitely wasn't worth it.
What was the
Yeah.
amateur team? Was it Partick Thistle?
No, oh,
Boing,
look at you, looking down all the cameras there. I was actually when we record this, we played 2 nights ago, and I was at the Thistle game, but we were awful.
Oh, no.
What's cool is we've done like Thistle charity gigs in here, so you definitely worked. We
Yeah.
did a couple of Jags for Good, so that's a good thing about Partick Thistle. We have like a charity, like kind of arm, and like we did a fundraiser for Baby Food Bank, which is the saddest sentence you can hear,
Yeah.
like all this kind of stuff. But the first one we did, so it was Frankie Boyle, Mark Jennings, and Fred McCauley did it, and I hosted it.
Are you the only Thistle fan out of that group?
Yeah. Like it sold out straight away, but I just wanted to put a good lineup. So
Yeah, fair
like Fred owed me a favour, I think. Jennings, I don't know. I'd lived with him in Australia, so I'd probably heard something he'd said, and I was like, right, this will be, can use this. And I was doing work in progress with Frankie all the time, so I was like, can you come and do this? And I remember Frankie did, like, not even a dark joke, but a relatively dark joke, and I was like, ooh. And he was like, how can this be bad for you? You watch Partick Thistle every week. And everything on was like, oh yeah, fair enough, actually, yeah. And then he went on and smashed it, like, so good.
What football team does Fred McCauley support?
Like Perth
I
United?
think it's St Johnstone. I
was gonna
think
say, he
he's
doesn't seem like
affiliated.
an old firm type of guy. He feels like he's slightly more.
Fred
United.
sent me the oldest man text you will ever get in your life.
This tracks.
During Edinburgh last year, the Edinburgh Festival, I had I did like a work in progress show because I just finished tour, so I called it Ray Bradshaw and Funnier Friends. So I had a different guest every day. They would come on and do 10, 50 minutes. So Fred did it a couple of times, And then one of the first times was a cafe across the road, and Fred sent me a text saying, "Might be quite late. My soup is hot." And I was like, "That's a 60-year-old man
That's
sending a text,
lovely.
isn't it?"
I don't think I've
Fred
ever
loves a
known,
cafe.
I've never known Fred to turn up to do a show here ever and not be carrying a bag from Eusebi's and a little coffee.
Crazy,
Every
crazy
time.
times a night as well. It's like, how are they still open?
Yeah.
Fred Macaulay will,
He's got a dealer.
without
He's got a dealer.
fail will bring Eusebi's, and Mark Jennings without fail will bring a Pepe's. And
That's
that is
true,
the
that's true,
that's
that's
I
the
have
true.
been in the present of both of them. Fred, me and Fred did a Christmas it was a Hogmanay run, maybe 7-8 years ago, and he came in the first night. He was wearing a hat, and I
cap?
just no, it was like a hat.
Oh.
and I just talked about the hat to him every night, all night, and then each of the next nights he wore a hat. Like
love
a
that.
different
A different
hat,
hat.
yeah, like style. So one of them was a trilby,
Love
one of
that.
them was like
Wow.
not a top hat, but one was a baseball cap, and it was like, yeah, man, you get it.
Yeah.
You're
Mm.
class.
Yeah.
I've said this about Fred before. He's quite silly, and I
Yeah.
think people don't always see that. I think
yeah.
people just think, "Oh, he's like an old guy comic," but he's quite a silly man.
He
and
is
I
an
enjoy that a
Yeah.
lot.
Unbelievably funny man as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
He's great.
so good.
He's so good.
It's-
And very nice. Too.
Yes.
He's a lovely
Yeah.
guy.
Who do you hate?
I couldn't
Let's get that
possibly
out.
say.
We made an
we can bleep
agreement
it
that
out.
we wouldn't do it. Like we made an
Oh.
agreement.
Did we? I don't remember that.
Well, we never. Well, I did. I mean, although on the very, very first one, which no one's ever heard the first recording.
You're just writing letters to yourself agreeing things, you
on
fucking
the-
loser.
on the first podcast
Oh, we
did.
made an agreement about this.
We did the first podcast we did, which never got released because it was just three of us learning how to do what we're doing.
Yeah.
I went off on like a pretty long rant about a comedian that I cannot fucking stand.
Yeah.
Say the
Yeah.
name and we'll bleep it.
So,
Chris will bleep it.
Chris, could you bleep this with a
Whip-
cowboy whiplash, and
Yeah.
I will do this so no one can see my mouth.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's surprised by
Everybody
that. But like,
hates
it's
him.
not just like I don't like him. I told
Yeah.
my boss, if you ever book him again, I will quit. And
Oh,
I
really?
stood by it. And you might notice that once I said that, we never booked him again.
Yeah.
Them again. Her again? We just don't know. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah.
It's like that James Acaster joke where he's like, he or she or they.
Well, I mean, what I'm absolutely can't see like thinking for me to say like abuse of my power, but like
No, but I
was like, but my point was I'm not
Yeah.
doing this. I'm not doing this.
I remember like because when I started doing stand up when I was like 19, so I kind of grew up doing this. So I would have been 23, 24 doing weekends here regularly, and a lot of the staff for that age as well. So you'd go out, you'd go drinking and stuff like that. And I remember there's a couple of staff members who certain comics would be on stage, and you would just see them shut down because they've
Yeah.
seen the same
Disappear.
joke,
Yeah.
or just sit up like on the bit and just go on the
Yeah.
phone, and
Yeah.
there would be one lit up bit in the corner, and they knew that comedian wouldn't notice because it did the same 25-minute
Yeah.
word for word and not really notice
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
else. So yeah, it must be brutal seeing the same thing all the time.
It depends because there's
depends.
some people who do the same thing every time and it's class and I'll watch it a million times, but other people it's like, oh my god.
That is true. We literally talked to this before about how sometimes, I think more than once we mentioned this, we enjoy watching, if we like the comedian in particular and we know they're doing the same 20 we've seen a million times
Yeah.
before, we take enjoyment from knowing what's coming and watching the crowd enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like there's something to be said for that. And like there are actually, like there's acts I could see do the same 20 over and over again. Like definitely, because I just enjoy it. Like, I don't know. I think I've
Gavin
never...
Webster.
Broad jokes.
Yeah.
I've never, like Gavin's a great example. Yeah, I don't know. CMB, I've never tired of seeing him doing the same
Paul
thing.
He
McDaniel.
doesn't
Paul
do
Paul
the same
McDaniel.
McDaniel is a
yeah,
great
yeah,
example. He's a
Jamie doesn't do the same thing.
No.
over
No,
and
there
over.
was a
But
period
you
of time,
could if you
there
seen
was a
loads
period
of
of time
yeah,
at the start
yeah.
of this year where we had him on almost every single night.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he was clearly doing a work in progress thing. And at first I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then
Yeah.
by the time I was like, you know
Yeah.
what?
No,
Fair
No,
enough.
he's so good.
There's certain people like comics that you'll see people going out and watching each time they're on, and
Yeah.
Paul McDaniel is one of them.
Yeah.
And he's so funny.
Yeah.
Yes, he's so good.
Just ridiculous.
Would you describe Paul McDaniel as a comedian's comedian?
Yes.
Explain what you mean by that to people that don't necessarily know.
I don't.
What a leading
I don't-
question.
Yeah, because people will think. Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel like I'm doing higher comedian studies, man. Like,
You are.
yeah, turn the page over if you run out of
SAG at the end
space.
of the week.
Please show you're working
yeah.
quick marks.
I'm
The,
going to have to start asking about the pullback and reveal next.
keep the things in the bedroom that remain in the bedroom. I think with Paul, a comedian is. I think before that used to be like a kind of like, oh, it's just for us, but it's not. It doesn't mean the same thing anymore. Whereas Paul is one of those people that his material is so funny, but also it's slightly odd. So
Yeah.
it's such a joy to go out and watch. Like I remember. I sent 4 of my friends to go. Well, theoretically, 4 of my friends went, but I sent 2 of my friends to go watch him during the festival because my mates Mac and Craig. Mac has been
Shout out.
yeah, shout out Mac. I can't tell you some real stories about him because he would end up in jail, but he has helped me out a lot over the years in stand up, and he he likes kind of weirder comics. My mates Mac and Craig, so they went to every gig when I started. So one of their favourite comics is Phil O'Shea. I don't know if you've ever seen Phil O'Shea. They love Phil O'Shea,
Yeah,
right? So I was like, go see Paul.
Yeah.
And so they went to see Paul, but Mac took his American wife and Craig took his Chinese fiance, and it turns out the whole show was a bit boyzone, and they did not understand 3/4 of the references. I remember seeing Midland and Molly afterwards, and I was like, how was it? She was like, there's a little bit of an Irish band and soup and like other stuff, but Mac and Craig were like, that was one of the best things we've ever seen.
Nice.
Wow.
But they were just like, we didn't get the references.
Yeah,
And then one of the weirdest moments of my life would have been about 4 or 5 weeks ago, 25th birthday of here.
Yeah.
I was gigging, so I turned up about 10:30, and I walked into the room, and it was weird seeing people from the last 20 years of comedy. And then I literally turned around, and Paul McDaniel's on the stage playing a flute. And
So for reference,
Because we had Paul on the podcast like a few days before that party, so we haven't actually discussed him
Yes,
playing
we-
the flute on the
basically
podcast.
we were doing
a Northern
karaoke.
Irishman playing a flute in Glasgow
yeah.
is
So
usually
I'm
different.
pretty
Funny.
sure I think it was McCabe that turned around and she was like, "Oh my god, McDaniel's gone full Northern Irish." Basically, he was doing. I mean, she might have said full IRA. I'm not sure what she said. Might have said full Ra. I'm not. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But basically, we were doing karaoke, and he went on to do.
My Heart Will
My
Go
Heart
On,
Will Go
yeah.
On. And for the flute part of that song, he out of nowhere just pulled a flute
Yeah,
out.
where did it come from?
It was
He brought
it was kind of
himself.
amazing.
But he said I can't remember like when he said it.
He only used it for the first bit, and then he just sang the rest of the song, and then
Yeah, I
walked
walked
up.
in,
Yeah.
he was just playing it, and
The
then
flute was just gone after
Yeah.
like.
I organised the karaoke for it so I could see everyone's submissions
Yeah.
when they were coming through. And I can't remember what he had said before, but I was like, put your name and what you want to sing. And he said something, I wish I could remember it. And then behind that was, hi, it's Paul McDaniel again. Scratch that, please, could I have? And it was like the most polite message ever.
nicest
And I was like,
so
of
Brad.
course you can.
So on Brad. What was his first one? Like Smack My Bitch Up, or what was he going? Like,
I can't remember, but I know in the rap party for the Fringe last year, he had
Was it Paul?
he sang Disco 2000.
Yeah, good.
and he had a full like almost to the brim glass of red wine. Like
We don't even sell them that much. I don't know how he did that.
Yeah,
We
and
got
it
that.
just was as I walked in. He was the first. I think he was the first one to sing it, and he absolutely smashed it. Oh God, I love that guy.
Later
I
on
would-
that night, Gus Lindburn had done a Kate Bush and had put the whole
Gus was in
costume
full
on.
drag, yeah.
Yeah.
And but then
I
the
didn't
wig,
even doubt that. Like I just presumed
the
that.
wig
Yeah.
was like making its way around the room afterwards, and I've got a lot of pictures of Paul McDaniel.
Yeah.
He
Even
looks
when
really
you
good.
walk in, there's a picture of small McDaniel. Makes me
Yeah,
I laugh
yeah.
at that every time, man.
Yeah.
Every single
Thanks
time.
to David,
totally
David
clear.
Linus. Shout out.
Paul McDaniel's 100% a stand-back comedian.
Yeah.
We love that. Man.
Yeah.
He just so good.
I think that Paul, if you're watching this,
We never looked down the camera. This much.
Are you about to shoot your shot? What is happening? Such your 90s dating profile. Hi, Paul. I've got a good sense of humour.
I love to laugh.
That should be the motto of this podcast, man. Love to laugh.
I think that his next Fringe show should be called Paul Back and Reveal.
Oh,
Very nice.
I
Thank
hate
you.
it. I hate puns. I hate puns.
but his
so
Do you
much.
show's
know
always-
Paul McDaniel's like all of his stuff?
Yeah. But I hate it. I do them sometimes. I hate it. Do you,
Beans wasn't a pun, was it?
do you know?
No, Bar
no.
Beans wasn't, but
Do you
then
know
he
what
did
my
two
work in progress is called this year? Edinburgh?
Is it a pun?
No.
Oh.
Ray's
I-
work in progress.
I
Ray Bradshaw's work in
put it in,
progress.
and then I told my agent, and his genuine reply was, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Mac," because I wasn't sure if I was going to do it. Then I decided to do it. So this year, my Edinburgh Festival work in progress is called Edinburgh Has a Fringe, but I don't, and that's what it is. And he was
Wowie.
just like, "Why do you not take yourself fucking seriously?"
You're a comedian.
Yeah, I've called it. I called it Ray Bradshaw one year.
That's
good.
good.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
because I did a chat show pilot called that, and I was like, why did it not get made? And then looking back at it, I was like, well, that's why it didn't get made. Roscoe, I did a show about having a kid after I did the Sign Language show called Definitely Baby.
Nice.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Roscoe was like, why'd you not call it Ray Dad Show? And I was like, that's so much better.
That is good.
Roscoe is another comedian I will go out and watch every single
100%.
time.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because he's fucking weird. Yeah.
He's so good,
And
man.
good.
Yeah, obviously. That was a given.
Did you ever see his weird hands? So he used to have a tiny hand.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah. The first time he ever did that was he'd bought it that day and we were playing five-a-side and he just brought out his pocket and tried to tickle me when I was standing next to him. Like, just so funny.
He's so good.
I've spoken about this numerous times. The other time I lived in Australia. It was me, Mark Jennings, and Roscoe for 3 weeks, and you'll never see.
Saying lived in Australia is kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
do the
That's all
festival.
it does.
Yeah, we did, yeah. Sorry, I lived in the same place. Sorry, you just go back to firing into Paul, and then we come back, and you'll never see two more different approaches to work. So Mark would write in the courtyard that we had a wee flat courtyard.
believe this.
Apart from one day, he'll hate me telling this because he gets in. I've spoken about this on radio with him like 10 times. He was writing this courtyard every day. Apart from one day, there was bees, and he made me and Roscoe get his washing in because he was too scared to go
There
near
was
the
just
bees.
bees one
there's
day?
fucking hundreds of bees one
Why
day.
just
We
one day?
don't
That's
know.
so weird.
Someone was eating
That
honey or
morning,
something.
fucking Roscoe was out smearing honey on stuff like, I'm going to put honey on these things.
Roscoe would do his live Twitch stream at 7 a.m. on the floor above Jennings, so it would wake him up every morning. And
that.
well, I think one day, I'm sure it was Roscoe, Jennings subscribed to Roscoe's Twitch to see what was happening upstairs, and Roscoe was jumping up and down with his new character Lionel Itchy. And I was just like, it's so good, man, so good. Samantha Mumbler was another one. That was another one. He's just
Wow.
That's the thing about this job is you meet people from all different walks of life, and some people start out. Like, I remember when Roscoe started out, he was not great at all.
Did he do characters?
Became-
Roscoe Skeletons.
Mixed
or
skeleton,
something.
so that was
Skeleton.
after. So the first couple of months he did himself, then did that, and then all of a sudden I saw him one time and I was like, this guy's brilliant. And then from then on,
Interesting.
he's
You just found
so
the thing.
good. There's so many
Yeah.
comics like because I remember my first ever gig at the stand.
This is great. I was going to ask you this, but you've done it naturally. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Good work.
Didn't need to point it out.
I do these a lot. Headliner was Ian Cognito.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Main support was a guy called Chris Lynham. Do you know Chris Lynham?
I feel like I know
Chris
that name.
finishes his show with a firework of his arse singing "There's no business like show
What?
business."
Okay, no.
No, I don't know.
this is a wild lineup so
Yeah.
far.
I walked in and I swear to God, it was Edinburgh stand, and I walked in and Chris Lynham and Ian Cognito were comparing cock sizes.
Love that. Doesn't
And I walked in and I was
Wow.
like, comedy's good. And then the next one was like, I was like, oh, let's turn the heating up, guys. And then it was me, the first proper weekend I did, it was me, Joe Caulfield, Wendy Wason, Danny LaBelle, and someone else. Danny LaBelle's like an American comic, and Simon Murray. That was lined up. So Joe compared and did that, and I was doing the 10 spot, and then I couldn't tell you what my first weekend was here, but it feels like, because I started doing stand up at the end of like 2008, beginning of 2009.
Did you do any Red Raws or anything?
No, because I lived in Liverpool.
Oh.
So I was a student down there, so I gigged mainly in Manchester and Liverpool.
So that's where you did like your sort of open spots and stuff.
Yeah. So like I remember I came up with Scottish Comedian of the Year was a big thing, like 2009, 10, 11, and I came back in 2009 and no one knew who I was, and I got to the final because I'd been gigging down there all the time, and the final was on my 21st birthday in Old Fruit Market.
Happy birthday.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah, I mean, it was nearly 16 years ago, which is a depressing sentence. And then after that, I just kind of went into the weekends, and then it kind of went from there. And then I remember I did some Red Raws, and then maybe about 6-7 years ago, when I was kind of working up, maybe my first tour, I came back and did some Red Raws, and Eva was like, "Do you want to host?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I came down. I hadn't done a Red Raw in like 3 or 4 years, and I started hosting it. I was like, "Oh, I forgot how awful this is to host 10 new comedians."
Yeah. It's quite a lot of work.
Getting music to off.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yep, I won't be doing
Yeah,
that
trying
again."
to keep the crowd.
My main the first time I ever met Frankie was a Red Raw, and I went out and I was doing brand new material that I'm going to guess this is 2011. Yeah, it would have been because it was before Bridges became big and did Bridges and Friends, and I did material. Did you ever have this when the teacher would bring a parachute out in school?
Yes.
And do that. So I did material about
Fucking
that.
love that shit.
And then, yeah,
Sorry, I
that's
really
genuinely
like
how I
that.
think I ended up supporting Frankie on tour, because he went out and did like 2 minutes about what the fuck was that guy talking about? Like, I've never, and he was like asking
he
people
didn't know about
he'd
it.
never heard of it. And then he came back and he was asking about it, and then about 3 years later, I just got
Might be a
a
generational
Twitter
thing.
DM saying, "Do you want to come on tour with me?" Like, I was like,
Whoa.
"Oh, the parachute paid off, man."
Damn.
I'm guessing he wouldn't remember that.
No.
He'll just
I mean,
gone,
maybe, but no.
yeah. So I
Did you
think-
with the parachute? I remember like running, like throwing it up, and then
you sit
Yeah,
sit
run
on
out,
it.
yeah, you run down,
you
yeah,
make it
yeah.
like
There's
a
a
dome.
game. I'm pretty sure.
There's a game where this is like sharks.
Yeah.
And there's like two
do
or
this.
three
And
kids
you-
are underneath, and everyone around the outside is like
Oh,
singing
that
the legs under it. And
sounds-
then you get
yeah.
pulled underneath.
Yeah, you're,
oh
Yeah.
my
you're
God.
sat with your legs underneath it. It
Right,
is
fuck karaoke
scary.
for the next party.
Oh
Let's
my
play
God.
that, man.
Yeah, that's
Let's
not
get
bad.
that.
Do that. Heads down, thumbs up.
Yeah.
And then
Spin the
Chris
ball.
Thorburn goes,
Just get all the
7
good ones.
minutes in heaven.
7 minutes heaven, all you do is come into the green room and talk about your career. Like, and then
Or
go
come
back.
get
Get your dick out.
Cocktails,
Yeah.
Spin the ball, be Molly. Oh no, it's landed on Paul again.
I love Paul. I do love
Yeah.
Paul.
Well,
But,
you're putting weight in it. Just it points at him every time. Like, we know what you're doing.
no, it's not your go.
magnets
It's
in
not
this
your go. Yeah.
Because someone else just
Yeah.
smashes it.
Yeah.
We're not doing it.
It lands on someone. I'm not playing the game.
Actually, I think I've got glandular fever, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
play anymore. Remember glandular fever was such a big thing.
Yeah,
for
where did it go?
Do people get it anymore?
McDaniel fever.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Well, Fringe 2027, he's got his new title. Jesus.
Paul McDaniel fever.
No.
It's not great. I think that means it's good. I think how much you hate it is how good it is.
No.
No.
No. I just love the way the camera is. They probably won't even pick this up at the angles, but Michael Redmond looks so disappointed in your joke.
He's looking away.
Looking away.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to. I was thinking because you asked me to do this ages ago, and then we were trying to make it work. And I was trying to think of my favourite memory in this venue. So in Glasgow, the funniest thing I have ever seen in comedy happened in this venue. If I had to ballpark it, I would say 2012 or 2013. So Chris Forbes ran a gig called the Fun Junkies.
Yeah.
And what would happen was I would host it a lot, and you would do a thing called a crazy comedy charity challenge. So you would do 5 minutes of stand up, you would leave the room, and then we would set something up. And you would come back, and you might be blindfolded, you might do something, and you'd have to do the same 5 minutes while something happens. So the first time we ever did it was class. This isn't even the best one. Was Mark Nelson, and he went out, and I think let's say Forbes, he takes him out, and me and the other comics give out 600 elastic bands to the audience. And Nelson comes back on, blindfolded, and he's doing 5 minutes. And for the first minute, no one was allowed to ping an elastic band at him. So you could hear his voice shaking, like trying to work out what was happening. And then we gave a signal, and the first one caught him in his Adam's apple, and the second one caught him in his balls. And he's then like goading people to fire elastic bands at him. And then there was we did a drinking one that we got in trouble for because you weren't allowed to do that. I did every punchline. I had to eat like a very spicy chili that was doused in like Tabasco or something like that.
Shit, okay.
So I touched my eye, so I was fucked.
Oh,
Like,
God.
when people
We
do
need to
like,
bring the show back.
when-
This is good. I like
there
this.
was treadmills involved. There was
Treadmills?
Yeah, so people had to run. They're doing their set 5 minutes, or on an exercise bike. They were doing it, and we
Yeah,
like put the
that's
belly
so
up.
good.
The Cammy Sinclair, who is a trained clown. So Cammy was in Phil Ellis's show that got nominated for best show in Fringe and all that. Cammy had a thing called a tickle bang stick. So he'd have a feather duster and he'd be tickling you if you turned around at a boxing pad at the end. He'd just smash you in the face. I think Cammy got in a lot of trouble because one time Cammy said he couldn't remember his way to the stage, so he got a bag of sand and put a hole in it and like walked his way, and we got in a lot of trouble for that. But the best one we ever did, and I think Neil Bradshaw has footage of this, and we've never released it or never seen it. Darren Connell. So on the mezzanine, the beautiful Darren Connell on the mezzanine. Connell did 5 minutes of stand up, and we kind of checked. We wouldn't usually tell people what they're doing, but we checked with him. We're like, I think it was Forbes' idea. Can we do this? He said, yeah. So he does his 5 minutes, and then a guy called Wolfgang, who is now in WWF, we hired a 6'6" wrestler to come out and do wrestling moves on Darren in between his jokes on the mezzanine. So we bought a crash mat. I had a crash mat. I don't know where. Over there, Forbesy organised it all. It was incredible. Up there. And the wrestler comes out holding hands with, like, I think in wrestling terms it's called a valet. It's like their girlfriend.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And Connell goes, is that your bird? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, she'll be mine by the end of this. So he starts trash talking this like absolutely jacked wrestler. So the wrestler picks Darren up and body slams him. At this point we realise the crash mat is way too thin, and Darren pretty much bangs his head. And then he gets back up and he goes, I thought this was wrestling, not a tickling contest. And the wrestler chops him like chops him so hard you can hear it around the room, and you can tell Darren's winded, right? And he goes, "That was more like a high five." And then Darren does another joke. The wrestler body slams him again, does like a wrestling move on him, and that's his 5 minutes up. And Connell stands up and goes, "Gets me at the house." And instead of walking back to the green room, he walked out the back door and walked out the venue. He said by the time he got to Buchanan Street, he was like, "I think I'm concussed." Like, got there.
Oh my
And then, so I'm hosting the show. I don't even know this. We go for a break. I'm out chatting to some friends that come in watching it, and they go, "Right, we're going to start." So I go on and I introduce Michael Redmond.
Yeah.
So Michael Redmond, Father Stone and Father Ted, one of the best comics of the last like 15 years in Scotland. Michael comes out in the wrestler's outfit. Unitard, knee pads, elbow pads. There's 25 minutes, does not reference it once, and then walks off stage again.
Love
Michael's
that.
probably 66 at this point.
Love
Oh, it was that night, and
I'm jealous. I wish I was
doing
there.
shows like that.
Yeah.
I think we broke a light, and I
care.
remember Brian, who used to work here, he was like, "We won't be charging you for that because that's one of the best things I've ever seen in my life."
Nice.
Yeah, if you could, we'll try and find that. But yeah, that is
sick.
the best thing. It was when I saw Michael up there, it just
Yeah.
reminded me. I was like, "Oh yeah, man, so good."
We need to do more shows like that.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a
Weird shows in here. Are
Chaos
always fun.
shows.
Yeah,
chaos.
there's been shows I've done in over the years that like I did like a communism fundraiser or something at one time. I turned up and I was like, there was one time I turned up and I did a kids show and I was like, I need to read my emails properly. Man. Like, what am I doing here?
that's
Not a
so
joke.
good.
Do they still do kids? Like, no, they don't do the kids comedy club.
No.
We do kid shows sort of seasonally. So
Yeah,
we do ones at, like,
I brought my
Christmas
son
and
to a couple
Easter.
of them. Yeah.
It's usually Billy's one of the main guys does it, and then we've also had other folk in
Alex,
as well.
my wee boy, came to see Gary Dunn and he
Gary
really
Dunn.
enjoyed
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
There was Gary Dunn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think they might.
I think they were metal
Coasters.
There used to be coasters in here, guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with his
Yeah.
face on them.
I've never done merch. I don't know.
If you were
would
to
you
do merch,
do?
what kind
Yeah.
of merch would you do?
Probably awful stuff. We did actually the football podcast. We did some live shows in here. The football podcast I used to do, and we did. There was this like Stone Cold 316, and it was like it's like a Bible verse.
Yeah.
The guy I did the podcast with used to have soup every day, and we would talk about. So like I remember people would message us going like this was the kind of message we get into our podcast. Morrison's have got a price lock on Baxter's soup for the next 4 weeks. So that was the kind of trip.
Nice.
So we did
Wow.
t-shirts saying soup 316.
That's okay. Yeah,
They all
okay.
sold out like
I like
straight
that.
away.
I like that.
I can't remember what else. We used to do different ones, but one of the so we interviewed the old Scotland manager Craig Brown, who in here for about an hour, and it was incredible. And then the other guest was Jason Scotland, who played for Trinidad and Tobago in the World Cup. And someone in the front row put their hand up about 2 minutes in. And I was like, "We got a question for Jason?" And he's like, "No, but this is weird. Can you ask him to take his Rolex off because it's hitting the stage lights and I'm fucking blinded?" So he was having to take his Rolex off and do that. And I was like, "Yeah, we've got
Fact, there's
different."
a Rolex
I was like,
as
"How's my
well, that's so
Casio?"
funny.
Like, is that okay?
yeah.
Is that in there? No, I designed a T-shirt for tenants recently about
Oh, I saw that.
yeah,
Is it taps off? That
yeah,
one?
taps out on.
Oh.
It's because it's a skin cancer promo thing. So it's Think Like a Ginger, and they were saying it's like one of the best selling ones because people. I presume
Wow.
people are buying it as a joke for their pals.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I've got 3, but they sent me them.
Do you get a cut, yeah?
No, it all goes to Melanoma UK.
What?
So do you know? Yeah.
Read your emails.
Yeah. When I had to film the advert for it, and I generally got sunburnt while filming the
No.
advert
That's so funny.
because they didn't have suntan lotion in the day. They'd hand
That's
cream.
bad.
They'd hand cream. Oh, but it was through other people that did it. So yeah,
Still bad.
yeah. So, but yeah, I've never thought about merch. Do lots of comics sell merch when they come
It
out?
depends. Like touring
varies.
people sometimes do,
You get the odd person to do some
but quite often it's shit.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you want to buy that? Like, I can see people buy stuff because they're like fans of the comedian, but like, if I was going to make merch, I would want it to be like useful in
It
some
makes
way.
sense for certain comics. Like obviously we've talked about the Tom Stade t-shirts.
Yes.
That we get for free. But actually I think a Tom Stade t-shirt makes sense because it's almost like
I think
a rock and
t-shirts
roll tour
t-shirts
sort of
in
thing.
general are fine, but you know when people sell like fucking
actually,
key
it's funny you
rings and
say-
stuff, it's like, what?
Did you ever make stand T-shirts for like comics or like ones to buy?
we're I don't, by the time
It's
this
been-
comes out, it might be happening, but it's in the process of being.
'Cause
It's
was-
been in the process for years.
Because I like
I'm pushing it through.
you know how sometimes you just cut about the house in like a random T-shirt.
Yeah.
And today before I was getting ready today, I was wearing the New Zealand Comedy Festival 30th birthday T-shirt that they gave me, and I was like sponsored by Best Foods Mayo. in the middle.
Nice.
But I was like, you can go into their office and sit in a chair made of mayonnaise tubs. Like it is cool. But I was like, oh, why has this stand never done that? I mean, I
Yeah.
wouldn't buy it if someone gave me it.
People would
yes, you
buy
would buy
them.
it.
No,
Yeah.
Yes, you would.
I know where the fucking it'll be kept in there. I'll just come and get one day. That's what happens.
Get staff a day.
You're supposed to be helping us sell these t-shirts. Of course, you'd buy one, Ray.
There's
No,
such
but
good
I still wouldn't.
quality.
I'm not. Jesus Christ, Ray, come on. No, I'm 36 years old. I don't fall for peer pressure. Like I will definitely do that.
I would really like my own merch. But
Just
I
for
would-
you as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want Molly. I was going to say my entire name and I don't want to do that, but I would like Molly merch. As
Molly merch is good to me.
Molly
Yeah.
merch.
Just tell everyone your name's Molly May. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
your real name, isn't it? Molly May.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's was it her that said there's 24 hours in a day? Is that her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same hours as Beyonce. But, I would like a darts shirt,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah,
Someone.
You love
Are we
darts.
bringing up
You
darts
love
again?
What's the
Sorry.
It's no bad thing.
context here? You've just said you want your own merch.
Molly
loves
just talks about darts all the time.
Yeah, no, but a darts shirt. But
I would just like.
where are you
a
selling
dart-
it? Why? Who's buying it?
What's it
Oh, I don't know. I just if I had merch.
Do you know
that-
this is a podcast and not Dragon's Den? Are you aware of that? Do you know that?
I'm not famous. I just chat to.
You could just
I
bring a
chat.
suitcase around with you everywhere you go and see if anyone wants to buy your merch.
I just think if I ever
This
had
pod
merch.
even almost ever against anyone watching or listening to
Well, actually, a fan said love the podcast the other day.
it. So we could
Was it?
make
Was
make
it?
It was a
podcast
regular.
merch
It's a
eventually.
regular that comes to the stand all the time, and he.
really?
Yeah, and he said love the podcast.
Is it regulars that come to the stand all the time?
Yeah.
Oh, in Gla- so
Why
I
have
would-
I never thought of that? That makes sense.
The
but I never
different
thought
clubs
that.
have different demographics, and I would say of the three, Glasgow probably has the by speaking to other managers, we have the most regulars.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah. So Edinburgh has almost none because,
Because
it's
everyone's a
purely
tourist.
it's like a tourist
Yeah,
market.
yeah.
Yeah.
Newcastle does have some for sure, but Glasgow, I think, just with our location in the West End, with the students around, we get regulars that
Yeah.
come week in, week out.
Newcastle stand. I've done 2 tour shows there in the last couple of years, and last year it was at 4 o'clock on a Saturday because it was my brother-in-law's 40th in Glasgow that night, so I could do that and get back to the
Nice.
party. And 4 o'clock show, it's like it was sold out. It was great, and they had to hold up. So Keir, do you know Keir that works
Yeah.
at Bless Keir? Someone was so drunk they were sick in the foyer.
Oh.
Before the show started, so they had to hold up because they were sick all the way in. I was like, oh man, how
missed the birthday.
How are you getting? No, I'll get back for that. How are you getting so drunk at 4
At
o'clock on
4,
a Saturday?
That's the tune.
And, well, in
That's the tune.
Gala Shields, Mac Arts, which is a lovely
I know,
converted
it's
church
the
theatre.
church, yeah, I've been there.
A woman heckled like it was when I was doing a sign language show, so it was like audio was pre-recorded, video was recorded.
Did they heckle in sign language?
No, heck, I'll talk about it in a minute. Heckling in sign
I've
language
heard-
is
I've
fucking
heard a story
awful.
about
But they were like shouting out stuff and all that, and then it turns out her mum and dad did. And then in the interval, I went out and I was like, "Listen, what's your problem?" And she was like, "Oh, I took 2 eckies before the show."
Oh
and I was
my
like,
God.
"That is not a drug
What
for
was she,
comedy,
what was she
man."
heckling though?
Just yeah, she was just genuinely. It was like really reaffirming and
I
nice
love
positive
everyone
stuff.
so much.
But I was like,
Also two.
But I was like, also, I'm doing this show in 2 languages with a fucking projection of me signing at the same. Just relax.
Yeah.
And then so I got her to leave, and I felt
Ray
bad.
Bradshaw, I love you.
Yeah. But it's next to a 24-hour Tesco. She was probably coming up, going up the travelator on the way up, just like, oh my god, I'm on Gladiators. Like, what is happening, man? Yeah, heckling sign
ready?
language was brutal because people will heckle you, and then you need to relay it to the rest of the room.
What they've just said.
Yeah,
To you.
and then they will deny that they've said anything.
I love that.
So you just get bullied by deaf people all the time, man.
I did a
Because
tour.
it's silent, it doesn't actually disrupt the show. I
I did
suppose.
a tour years ago with a deaf theatre company, and
Which one?
It was called Crazy Cat. They were based down in London. There's a guy called Kenny Gardner who runs the company. It's a lovely company. It was a kid show. It was like
Have you ever thought about merch? I know someone that does dart shirts that are pretty good.
I'll speak to Kenny. I've not seen Kenny in a long time, but I'll speak to them. But on that tour, so like it was fully well, it wasn't full. It wasn't fully educated. It was mostly, I guess, it was a mixture of Makaton and some like.
Is that a kid show?
Yeah, it was for kids. Yeah.
Was it
so
panto?
It was not a panto.
Oh.
I didn't bring up. You did. It was. What was it? We did. It was Hansel. No, it wasn't Hansel and Gretel. It was like.
I've only seen one clip and he talks about Panto in it, so I get
It's
it. I got the reference. Yeah, yeah.
I'm talking about anything.
Yeah.
It was the one with the hair. Rapunzel. It was Rapunzel.
That should be BSL.
That was the sign for
That is
Rapunzel.
actually the right.
okay,
But I was laughing because I was like, I'd moved on to the Panto bit, and then you were just like,
No, it was Rapunzel. But like, I learned a few things. I learned Prince. I learned Witch. But then
Yeah,
we had
witch,
like
yeah,
we had
witch,
but we
yeah.
had like there was 2 witches.
Yeah.
So there was the good witch went up, and they basically, because if you define it, if you tell
Yeah,
them this is
yeah,
what this
yeah.
means, that people get, anyway,
Yeah.
it was a fun little tour. I can do the alphabet. I can do I wasn't very good at it, but most of it was in theatres. But we did a few things with schools.
Cool.
And so we go into the school and we do it for them in the school.
Yeah.
And we'd like integrate with the kids. We go and have like lunch with the kids, and like I obviously couldn't communicate fully with them, but I could finger spell, so it was like we get somewhere. And also the other actors who were with us, they were fully able to. Kids are brutal, but like deaf kids are even fucking worse.
Yeah,
They're so mean.
Yeah, deaf,
so mean.
Like, because sign language is a very beautiful language, but also a very direct
Oh,
language.
sure,
So
yeah.
some words don't exist, and you kind of think. So like a lot of time you go into like my dad's what day is today, Thursday. So he's at the deaf social club. So like you go deaf club, hang out, and I'll go along, and someone's like, "Ooh, you've put on weight."
Yeah.
That'll be the first thing they'll say, or just direct, like, "Oh, that's lost your hair," and like,
my
like,
God.
fucking hell, man. Yeah, but it's very to the point.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
sometimes that's good because it gets all the kind of
Yeah, there's the sort of,
niceties out the way and all the
Yeah.
pretense. The first time I ever did a show in sign language was in here, and so it was. I can tell you exact 25th of March, 2017, and
Was that a comedy festival show?
Yes, so I
So
was
well
going to do a
done.
show. It's March, and it's just a good guess,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. I just finished Panto. No, and I was going to.
Oh no, you didn't.
So what happened was oh, for fuck's sake, we're there. That's your merch. Oh no, you didn't. And then in the back it says "Tell a good joke." Could be good.
No, it says I heart Paul McDaniel.
And then I did an interview with Jay Richardson, the reviewer and stuff like that, about 2 months before, and I said I was doing a show about mum and dad being deaf because I'd never really spoke about it on stage because I didn't want it to be a gimmick, and like also I wasn't good enough, if that makes sense, when you start out. So I remember talking on stage and people were like, "Have you made that up?" And I was like, "No, that's true. I've just not talked about it before." And then Jay wrote an article about how I was going to be the first comedian in the world to sign it and speak it, which is what I'd said to him, and that went big.
Oh.
And I was like, "Fuck!"
Now I actually have to do
yeah,
it.
actually, like, because I was going to go maybe sign some of it, maybe use sign language interpreter. I was like, right, okay. And then I was at. So this is the Thursday. Yeah, the Thursday. No, the Friday morning. So I'm doing the show here on the Saturday, so it would have been the Thursday. The Thursday morning, I'm doing a Radio Scotland interview about it. And then James from the social team goes, "Can we do a wee video about your show?" And I was hungover to fuck, and I remember this. I'm wearing like a pure scaffy grey jumper that I'd literally just picked up because I had to run to the BBC because I lived in town at the time. And I was so hanging. I just put it on, and then I go to my mate's wedding in Cheltenham. So we drive down. My mate Mac drives us down that day. Go to the wedding on the Friday, and then my show's on the Saturday. And we're in a wedding in the middle of nowhere, and I get reception about 10 o'clock at night, and that video's gone like viral. Like, it's got like 250,000 views straight away. And I remember Matt Reid sent me it. And Matt Reid was like, "This is the most positive comment section I have ever seen in my life." And people were saying such nice things. And then we did the wedding, 7-hour drive back here. So I got here at 3 and the show started at 4. And I did the show, and deaf people would travel from like Dundee to see it and all
my
this kind of
God.
stuff.
Wow.
And then I remember sitting on that step right there after the show for about 30 minutes just sweating. I was so done because I was like, this is going to be a disaster, and it went so well.
Oh, nice.
And then I went to Dram, got really drunk, and then I did it at the Fringe, and then my career just took off the back of it. So it was all because of that
Wow.
show in here. It was
Well,
weird, yeah,
you're
it was really
welcome.
weird.
Yeah.
You were, what age were you in 2017?
I don't know.
You should be able to work that out. That's not that hard. That was horrific
It's
to
also
watch.
not that long ago.
8 years. 8 years ago.
I was 27.
I was 20.
Do you know numbers?
21,
How old are you right now?
30.
So yeah, you've been 22 then.
Were you working here?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, well, it's not.
It's mad you've not
Wait,
told.
how old are you now?
31.
All right, so
30?
you're 20. Jeez, oh man, like
I don't know how old you are. You should know that.
I've forgotten.
You were born in 1993.
Yeah.
So-
November. So
you're coming up
basically
for 32,
1994.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't edit this bit because this is
I've gone red. I'm like,
This is really exposing.
yeah. I would go red as well if I couldn't add 8 or take away 8. Considering you
well, I
work.
didn't remember how old I was in the first place.
This is why if you come to the stand, always try to get drinks off Lottie because
Yeah.
you go, "Can I get 8 of them?" She's like, "I don't know what that is." So she just give me 16, and then that's how it goes.
I was 19.
Wait, I'll be honest, Willie, we'd given up on the age thing after the shambles up here.
I know, I
She's
just-
went to flex.
It just took me that long to count.
Sure. Is that when you take your shoes off to count? Right, that makes more sense. That does make more sense.
Is it really hard signing and speaking at the same time? Because you're
Yeah.
basically
Well, 'cause grammar's
speaking
different, isn't
two
it?
languages at once.
Yeah, you're thinking, and what you end up doing is, so like that's why I did voiceovers. So I did
okay.
a voiceover and I would only sign to that, or I'd become my own interpreter. And the last bit I would sign and speak, and that becomes like a diluted version of both. So it's called the the official term is sign supported English. It's not really full BSL. It's not
okay,
English. So
okay,
you're trying to
okay.
do that because like in sign language, instead of what's your name, you sign your name what. So you're constantly moving.
Okay,
stuff
like
about.
the grammar changes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I did that. I signed my own show for 2 like tours, like one before COVID, one after. And then it's just so hard. So the last tour I did and this tour that's coming up, I've got a sign language interpreter,
Mm-hmm.
but I pay for that out of my own pocket. So that cost me like $9,000 to get an
Whoa.
interpreter for every venue.
Who is it that's doing it for you?
It'll be Karen.
Love you, Karen.
Karen will do a lot of them. So regionally, Karen Forbes.
I know Karen Forbes very well. She's an
She
angel.
genuinely people Karen did I took her on tour with me when I did like a small week of tour the end of 2022 before the big one, and people would come up and ask her for pictures. We were out. We did Hull.
She's
And we went out for
class.
drinks after. And more people asked for pictures for Karen than they did for me. And I was like, right, we need to fucking talk about you. Like, what are you
so
doing?
good.
Karen's brilliant. And since so Karen had never signed stand up before, and I knew her from years ago. So I was I worked for Solar Bear, a deaf theatre company, when I was like 19, 20.
I'm not going to do it.
Panel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you do panel with them?
Come up if you hadn't even said anything.
Yeah.
They would have it anyway. They
Yeah.
do a co-production, and they're doing it again this year.
Yeah.
So what, it's interesting because it's a fully at least one of the performers is a fully integrated deaf performer.
Yeah.
And it's just like they're just a deaf performer.
So I
and that's
worked
part of the show.
I worked when I was like 19, 20. Their deaf youth theatre helping
They're
people
amazing.
out and all
So
that.
they're
It was class. And but Karen, so I met her then, and then I was like, come do some stand up, and we did some stuff. And then now she's like, she did Jason Manford at the Palladium in London
she's
in
on
front of
Wow.
like 3,000
That's
people and
cool.
all that. And she does tons of National Theatre Scotland stuff. I'm not saying I got her that, but she's so good.
She's
And
one of the there's like a sort of small roster of like interpreters in the theatre world, and Karen's like one of the champs on that. They're all great. They're all
we
so
were
lovely
so
people.
the first time I did a big Glasgow show, I did the Pavilion 2 years ago, and the night before we did Hoyk. And
Business.
yeah, the show, I mean, it was one of my quietest shows, so it was really good to do it as a confidence boost the night before your biggest show. And it was a snowstorm, and Karen lives like past Lanark, and I was dropping her off these country roads, and it was horrific. Like, you couldn't see in front of you, all this stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die before I do my show. And then she, like, do that way with your chat's really tense.
Yeah.
And then it was really quiet for a bit, and she went, I bought an air fryer yesterday. And I just burst out laughing. So when I did the Pavilion the next night, I did like 20 minutes signing myself, and then I brought Karen on just to make it easier for the rest, because it's a big show, you don't know if you're going to get heckled or what. And I told that story, and she was like, for fuck's sake. But what's great about Karen is she'll hate that I'm talking about this. Sometimes she forgets to put her contacts in.
Oh,
So
sure.
if a deaf person, if I ask them a question, if they sign back,
Oh, like in the crowd. Yeah.
she can't see what they're saying, so it looks like she doesn't know sign language, which is because it's fine because I do.
So funny.
But I'm like, I've got the guy from Mandela's funeral. Like, that's what's happening. But it's so much fun. So yeah, I've got like a team. So I use a guy called Paul Mancini in the kind of south west of England, who is the bassist in a Slade tribute band. So he's got a big ponytail. So like, you can't get him in December, but the rest of the time of the year he's
What's
pretty free.
sign language for? It's Christmas.
You just say it's Chris. It's boring. It's not as good,
Yeah,
man.
like
Or
extended
Christmas, yeah. Christmas. Could do that.
Yeah.
Maybe like it's different regionally. So like in Wales, there's some different sign
Oh,
language
yeah.
to Scotland,
Yeah.
and vice versa. Well, you'll have heard me talk about that on stage. That's why you know that.
I'm like,
innit?
yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, oh man. I mean, yeah, you,
This happened to. We had Jay Lafferty on this podcast. Because it's obviously a podcast we would
so you do this with other comedians, not just me. I don't know. Okay. Yeah.
This is called
No,
the
no,
Ray
yeah,
Bradshaw.
yeah,
This is the Ray
Ray
Bradshaw
Bradshaw.
experience.
The Ray Bradshaw. Thank you. Well done, Lottie. Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, I just fucking said it.
I did hear that.
Great job, Lottie. Fantastic, right, Lottie.
I genuinely didn't hear that.
I
The thing is,
was taking the
the
credit.
listeners will hear because this is the microphone.
Yeah.
But it just seems like you're rude.
Should we? Yeah. Maybe for the next like 50 minutes, I'll just subtly undermine you every time you say it by accident after we started. We're like, let's just do it. Let's just keep going.
No, that's
What did you
great.
say about Jay Lafferty?
Jay.
Oh, well, Jay was on. Well, literally, just was going to say like it's almost like she didn't understand the concept of how this worked because I'd ask her questions to which I already knew the answer. But that's the point. I'm trying to get information out. It's like I can't believe you don't know. It's like of course I know that, Jay. The whole point was that you would then tell the story so that people
It's
can hear
getting
it.
recorded.
You used to like work before this.
What do you mean?
Not to,
Like,
wait, like
plan
research.
it.
No,
Oh,
no,
God,
no.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
No, no.
I get, yeah, got that feeling.
I just happen to know a couple of things about
Yeah.
Jay.
It's just nice having chats with
It's kind of the
pals.
point. It's
Isn't
a
it?
kind of a peek
That's
behind the curtain.
Get that in the shirt. Get that in the shirt. Nice having chat with pals.
Can I actually
And on
say
the back it says pals, but tiny letters you've got U and S, so it says Paul's. And then
That's good.
Let's get that done.
That is good.
Actually, I really like
My
that.
tour, the reason I thought my tour is called Coda, so it was going to be like the word comedian, but M-E.
Or little.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
we're
yeah,
tiny.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
And then Amy, my tour manager, I was like, I think that's really good. She was like, it's fucking awful, Ray. I'd written it out and everything and sent her a picture of WhatsApp. She's like, it's so bad. Let's never do this. I was like, okay, cool, that's fine.
I think
Just
it's
I thought it was good, but
creative.
No.
This is going to sound really stupid to say.
What
I know-
age were you? 8 years ago? Are you going to do that?
No, I forget that obviously we work in comedy. I forget that people that come on in here have like lives outside, because you come up on my TikTok all the fucking time. Buzzballs.
Buzzballs.
Brain balls.
Brain balls.
Brain balls.
That's a
Sorry.
bit accusatory.
Yeah.
Brain balls.
So
Buzzballs are the drink.
I do some adverts for Marks and Spencer's, and which is a great sentence. And I didn't know it was going as big because I've done a few over the years, and they've gone out in social and stuff like that. But the brain balls at the start of January, fucking hell, they must have been a big
Because
budget.
it's on TikTok.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
it was-
look at anything else.
do you have any idea how weird it is to get a sponsored advert of yourself? Like, see when it comes up, I was like, geez, they really know me. All the time. I do actually. I know you said that sounded like a stupid thing. I totally get it, because I kind of think that all comedians are orphans. And then you meet their family and you're like, fuck, you've got a brother. Like, why is that a thing? Because like you just don't imagine them having.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
You only see them here. You might see them in the pub. You might travel. Something.
Yeah.
Like, comedy's weird. You go in a car 6 hours with someone that you don't know.
Yeah.
And just chat about stuff. And
Do
then
you
meet.
have siblings?
Yeah, I've got a brother and a sister.
What's it like? Are you the funny one? Like, if you're all together, or do they just like cut you down and be like, "No, Ray, you're not fucking funny."
I feel like this is therapy. And no, like my brother's very dry and sarcastic. My sister's lovely. So it depends. What my mates now cut me down. I think I'm told you'll tell this story when we were in Germany for the Euros. Like, because I do a lot of football stuff. I was getting recognised. I probably did in a week 400, 500, 600 photos. Like, it was insane.
Whoa.
And see, in Glasgow Airport, it happened 3 times, like in the security queue. And my mates, all my mates are my mates since P1. I've generally
Did
made
they just start ripping the shit out of you?
So the first time they were like, because they've been to all the dreadful gigs, they were like, "Does this happen a lot?" And I was like, "Man, I get recognised maybe 3, 4, 5 times a week, not a lot." And mainly in football context, really. Like yesterday, I was walking up. Eating a sausage roll at Greg's, and the guy was like unlucky about the Thistle game last night. I was like, I don't want to be seen in this moment, let's be honest. And he's like, I'm coming to your friend show my 21st, can you give me a shout out? I was like, probably not. And I just kind of went, so, and they were like,
probably not.
yeah. Generally, what
Flakes
Fraser?
of
I
sausage.
swear to God, I walked away and I looked down and I just had a big bit of flake on a jumper. So a great moment. But also, he was drinking a Wetherspoon, so it's one each in it. And we, and they were like, because they've seen me do dreadful gigs, like
Sure.
so many dreadful gigs starting up and kind of going, and then see the next day we're in Munich, and I remember this so vividly. It happened a few times, and I'd been interviewing some Scotland players that morning, and we walked in Munich past Mariensplatz to go get some food, and this guy stopped me. He was like, "I'm a really big fan, can I get a picture?" And my mate Ding was like, "He's not even that fucking good. Like, why would you like shat himself in P1?" And like just started telling. So every time they would just undermine me so much.
That's
They were
good
like,
friendship.
"This guy, man, why would you do that?" But
You
yeah.
should do a show where you let like 3 of your friends just sit on a panel at the side of the show with an open
Try.
microphone as you try and do your show.
Not a chance in hell. Not a chance. I remember Jojo
Give him
saying.
2 eckies and then that was
I remember Jojo saying like it's one of her favourite things she's seen was so I did tour sport for John Bishop, so we did all the arenas and stuff. It was ridiculous what we got to do. I say we got to do, he did, and I just tagged along. And so I tried to plan it. So when we did the Hydro in Glasgow, it was a lot of my wife's friends, a couple of my mates, and my family came to that show, and we went out ridiculous. I was sick. You know, Magnet, the kitchen shop. I was sick in their car park the next day. Well, me and my
Shout
wife
out
were looking. Well, no, because we didn't buy from there. Me and my wife were looking at kitchens. I was so hungover. I think I'd probably drank about 2 or 3 bottles of rosé. That was awful. And then anyway, so what I did was I took all my mates to Wembley.
Wow.
And they got to come on stage and stuff like
Oh,
that.
whoa.
That was really cool. And then, but it was so funny afterwards. One of my mates, like, he's not a big, like, he doesn't mind celebrity. Like, he's met lots of famous people when we've been out, like lots of footballers that we grew up with, whoever. He's okay, but if you get like a one-hit wonder or like someone cheesy pop, oh man, he's all over it. So literally, I have to brief him before because we have a party backstage at Wembley. I was like, right, Chesney Hawk's back here. He was like,
I was thinking Chesney Hawks.
and he was like,
I was
I was going
thinking.
to say it. I thought I don't want to ruin the story.
yeah, and Matt was like, Chesney fucking Hawk. And I was like, right, you got to calm down. Okay? You got to do
Fraser's
it.
would have a
And
similar
then-
I was
accent.
excited that I guessed
Yeah,
it was.
and then we go in, and Bishop comes over to me maybe about 2 minutes in because I'd kind of pre-warned him, and he was like, "Your mate's singing the one and only to Chesney, so do you want to go take him away?" And I was like, "Yeah, sound."
That's so funny.
That must happen to Chesney quite a lot.
I'm weirdly friends with him now. We've got
Does it happen a lot? Do people sing the one?
yeah,
I mean,
he's-
what do you mean about it? What else are you going to sing at him? I mean, that's the question.
He was Radio 2 album of the week recently. He's
Well,
got a
Whistle
wee
the Song?
resurgence. No, I don't know the song.
Exactly. Exactly.
He was on. Yeah, I've been out drinking with him a few times. I went out drinking with him in Barcelona one time. It's
Is it just on Big Brother?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got a football podcast. He did mine, and then we kept it out because he was going to Big Brother. So we put it out that day, and
Is he a nice guy?
he's the best.
Okay.
Like just lovely.
nice.
Most kind of rich and famous people you meet are pretty sound.
I reckon, I don't know this, and this is based on nothing. I reckon Chesney Hawks has gone on a journey. I reckon there was probably a point in time when he was an absolute pain in the arse, and I reckon he's come through that, and now he's a better person for
Potentially,
it.
he talks about it in the podcast I did where he did sing the one and only for like 8-10 years.
Exactly.
And then he did because he was trying to be like a different in a band and all that. He didn't even sing. And then he did a freshers gig, and people turned up in t-shirts with him and knew all the words. And he said it was like just seeing money roll round in your head. And he sort of did it, and then leaned into all that, and then good guy, man. Good guy.
Exactly as I said, he's been on a journey.
And then when the last one, the O2 in London, Hayley, my wife, came, and we so drunk.
Did she only come because she heard Chesney was going to be there?
No, Haley came to again. Both times it was like 3 nights out, so she did that,
yeah,
that, and then
nice.
she couldn't care. Like
I think that's good.
I would,
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
also I wouldn't go to my wife's job.
What does your wife
It'd be
do?
weird.
She does like
Yeah.
sports marketing stuff like that. I mean, if she's doing a big event, I'll go and support her if she needs
Yeah,
that. But
yeah,
like, so
That's
it's
actually a really good way.
yeah.
of
It's just
putting
it's
it.
just my work. Like I'll turn
Yeah.
up, and then it's similarly like I'm not in a lot of WhatsApp groups.
Or like
Comedy.
we are.
comedian
Yeah.
watch.
I'm in.
I like that you're framing this like it's a
Comedian
choice,
WhatsApp
right?
group.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Oh,
really
yeah,
good.
definitely not. Yeah. Should we
Yeah,
put
no, I
Bradshaw?
choose not to be in these
yeah.
groups.
It's actually
Is there
just my
like
religion.
is there like
Yeah.
a main group and then loads of like breakout groups to
If there
talk
is, I'm not in
about?
it. I've got one.
Oh, we can't go into this because I know that there's one and I know what they're called.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh, I think I know that one. Yeah, yeah.
It's embarrassing
Well,
for me.
My
just so you know.
one is me, Chris Forbes, and Mark Nelson,
Nice.
and it's literally just chatting about football,
Nice.
Scotland games mainly, and occasionally you'll get a message saying died of Mars tonight, and then we talk about that. That's all we get.
That's good, that's
Never anything positive, really, ever.
I was gonna ask if there was one. Just jumping back to the one-hit wonders. Who is one one-hit wonder you would actually want to meet?
Oh,
If any.
That guy, David Sneddon.
Oh, yeah.
Who's that?
I
He-
don't
he
even
won-
He
really
did
remember.
stop living the lie.
Yeah,
Absolute bang. He
and
writes songs for everyone now.
Oh,
yeah, that's what he
really?
does, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
not
I
like
was
a
like
career.
a child when what was it like Pop?
It was Fame Academy.
Fame Academy.
Yeah, and
I think
also
he won
I'm
the first
not,
one.
And
I'm
I
not
really-
believing you being a child based on your age guesses.
I
By the
was
way,
a child.
And
How,
you-
what year was it?
I think it would have been
like-
about 2002.
So
I'd have
a
been
child.
12, so you'd have been about 9. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
He is doing the maths for you. I think, no?
I wasn't even trying.
I didn't. We don't. We say that all the time.
But yeah, I really.
Stop
I
living the
really
lives of
liked
anger.
him.
Yeah, Uncle Cracker. Do you remember Uncle Cracker?
Follow
Me and everything is alright.
Yeah, as a tune.
I'll be the one to tuck you in and or OPM, Heaven is a Half Pipe.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
If
Oh my
I
God.
die before I wake.
That's surprising that that's a one-hit wonder. Actually.
It was a half pipe.
I
Thank God we're recording. So I'll never do that again.
yeah. Do you have asthma?
Do you know? I've actually just come off of my 3-day of first day at work training, and no, I don't. But,
No,
I could,
that was good.
but I could treat it if I did.
Molly, what's yours?
The only name in my head is Gautier at the
Oh,
moment.
yeah.
They're no longer one hit wonder
Oh, really?
Because
because
someone has taken their song.
Doechii has sampled the song.
In my anxiety.
Yeah,
That
and
song.
it's the back thing, and he's in the video.
Oh, is
Feeling
he?
undermined right now.
What was the one? Who a more recent one? What was the Australian girl that sang like Tones and I? Do you remember that?
Oh,
Dance,
yeah.
baby, dance, baby. Oh.
Dance Monkey?
Dance Monkey,
That
maybe it
song was
was.
annoying.
My sister-in-law
That
used to play that constantly
I
to the
hate
point
that
where I
song.
wanted
It's
to
very
punch her
It's
in the face.
huge.
But only
about
for that
the,
song.
Can't keep no.
Why did you get so
The
ashamed so
feel it-
fast?
Can't stop the feeling.
No. Feel It Still.
Oh, it was Portugal the Man.
Yeah.
No, they've got songs.
Okay.
I don't.
The answer is dunno.
Where you good? That's a good question. That's a good
thanks.
question.
What? Oh no, I don't have anything on top of my head.
It could be Darius, but then he died. So no.
Oh my God, what have I
Colorblind
done?
is a banger.
That is a good
It's an
song, to be
absolute.
fair.
I've done that karaoke before.
Oh, that's a good
Colorblind's
karaoke
a
song,
great
actually.
band.
Think of
Yeah,
any
yeah.
other one-hit wonders.
There'll be tons of them. But they've just kind of drifted away. What was
People that won
Reef?
TV shows, I guess. Oh, put your hands on my face.
Is that count? Oh,
Who?
place your hands on my hose. I mean, he
On
sings
my
every
hole.
song the same way. You know?
Thank you. I don't know if that's a compliment, but thank you very much.
Put your
I mean,
hands
people
on
take
my
it,
hole.
take it, you want?
Yeah,
people that won,
I
like,
don't
pop
think I
albums
said
and
on my home, but maybe I did. I don't know.
Put your hands on
Good
my
job
hole.
it's being recorded.
Yeah,
We'll find out.
yeah. Good. I mean, I'm not going to listen back to this.
But this will be the clip.
It is a one-hit wonder, but is in terms of as a musician, but as another person, absolutely not. Michelle McManus.
Oh, good point,
And
actually.
I think she seems lovely. I mean, you work in the radio world.
I have met her.
Michelle is one of the best people you'll
Yeah,
ever meet.
I think I would
brilliant.
love to meet Michelle McManus.
She's
Have you
also
not met her from doing
Have you
the
never met her?
stand
It's
stuff.
just not happened. I've
She's
never.
so good. She presents the afternoon show in Radio Scotland. She's so good.
There is. I mean,
So good.
this might not happen. There are rumours that when we move venue, which this may have already happened by the time this comes out, I doubt it though, that we're talking to try and convince her to do that show live from the new venue.
Oh, cool.
Which would be so cool. So if that happens, fingers crossed I get to meet Michelle.
along the way.
But she
That's
seems like an angel. She seems like an angel.
Molly doesn't know it because only Scottish people know Michelle
But it was
McManus
an
somehow.
international hit.
Yeah.
I don't get
Clearly
it.
not.
They don't get
Did
it.
it not get into Wales? No.
We've only just got electricity down here.
Yeah.
Hey.
It was on ITV. Like it was
Yeah.
huge,
I know, it was
man.
Pop Idol. She was like the second winner of Pop Idol.
Yeah, Will Young.
Will Young came first.
Beat Gareth Gates.
He's done well, to be fair. Will Young has sustained a
Love
career.
Gareth Gates.
Yeah.
Well,
I would have gone Will Young over Gareth Gates.
Fucking love Gareth
Do
Gates.
you? He shagged
Yeah.
Jordan.
Eh?
He shagged Jordan.
I think
okay,
certainly
maybe
I, at the
I
time,
just-
would have been very deep in the closet, but I definitely fancied Gareth Gates a lot more than I fancied Will Young. But
interesting.
He was
Yeah.
going
I
Spirit
think
in
it
the
was the
Sky.
spiky hair.
Spirit in the Sky did this
Baby,
one
up
with the
to
Kumars.
spirit in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sky.
That is
Really
an awful
bizarre,
choice.
bizarre.
Yeah. My music knowledge is dreadful up until like 96,
It was quite good
97.
just there with the one-hit wonders,
96,
yeah.
97, and then anything before that, I've got nothing.
Oh, me too.
Then
Like
it
when
goes there.
you guys were talking about music in the previous episode, I was like,
Yeah.
There was a Now That's What I Call Music CD that my brothers must have had back in the 90s.
got one.
And I think that it was...
Well done.
You've got one for your one-hit wonder?
Yeah.
It's not going to be the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, mine was what now 36. I think was the only tape because Mum and Dad were deaf. They didn't want to buy a lot of music
Oh
for the
yeah,
car.
that makes sense.
So
fair.
we got a tape of Now 36 and the third song on it. So what were you going to say?
It's
And then-
not going to be the same one as you.
Say it at
There's
the
no
same
way.
time. Actually,
It
that's
was
bad.
called
for...
like I'm Johnny Ray or something. It's like, are you Johnny Ray? Who wants to know? Jimmy Ray? Who wants to know?
Sounds like a
Who
Mighty
wants to
Boosh
know?
song.
Who wants to know about me?
That's 100% Christian rock.
It was
Yeah.
so. Oh, there's probably some Christian rock songs around as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was your song?
Martin McCutcheon, Perfect Moment.
This is my moment.
That is a stunningly
That
good
is-
Fair
song.
enough.
Yeah.
That's class.
Just
Well
and
done.
literally you said now and I was like, oh my god, that just unlocked a memory in my. We'd
did
be
they
like,
still make now CDs?
They're
Yeah.
not making CDs, but there'll be like a now
A
playlist.
Spotify playlist. That's
Yeah.
so sad.
That
Yeah,
must
it will be.
exist.
No,
That's
that's
sad.
what I call
That's
sad.
not what it was.
If yous were about,
No, that's what I call sad.
that was good actually. That
I
was
know,
good.
I did say it twice as well because you
Did
didn't
you
know.
ever did you? It's very on brand. I found a couple of playlists. So if you grew up in Glasgow around the same time, you would have gone to them. I don't know about you
We're a
too.
similar age.
Yeah,
and
I'm
from a similar place.
36. Yeah.
I'm 35. So
Yeah.
like,
So
almost.
did you ever go to Trash Unders?
19.
No, God, no.
So
I was aware of it.
You're 19 now.
Yeah, so Trash was a club in Glasgow that burnt down, like all good venues in Glasgow do. And they used to have like an unders like night on a Saturday, and it was just like hip hop and Fat Man Scoop and like all that.
yeah.
I loved it. So there's a playlist on Spotify that I searched for one day when I was really hungover called Trash Unders, and it's all the songs and that is so good. Like just stuff from like Comet, like great.
That's- yeah.
And then the other one I listen to a lot is I used to work in ABC. the club.
Oh, sure.
And there's playlists from that.
Jelly Baby playlist and
Yeah,
stuff.
no, but it's like Jelly. I remember, like, do you remember? Oh, I've got a great one hit wonder. I think I have the best one hit wonder of all time.
Okay.
It was on at ABC all the time, and I presume if you're a music hipster, you'll say it's not a one hit wonder because they have other songs, but I do not think so. Gossip standing in the way of control.
True.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That is an because
That
also
is,
they
yeah.
used to make the lights flash all the time. It was like the same flash.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
backs against the wall. It's so good.
That's
So
so
good.
yeah, they definitely have other songs, but like, who knows them? So that,
What was her name again?
Beth Ditto.
Yeah.
Ditto.
One of my friends
That's
met
a-
them recently.
Oh, really?
Really good name.
Beth
And-
Ditto was, that's why I knew it was like an
Yeah,
iconic.
Yeah.
Ditto, and they were playing SWG3, and
Nice.
No way.
one of my mates' brother-in-law was in a very famous band, so he got backstage to meet them, and said it was like
Who was the very famous band?
Franz Ferdinand,
Oh, okay, fair enough.
and like went through that way and got to meet them and said it was just unbelievably
Wow.
Wow.
good.
Okay,
Just
yeah,
said
that's
Beth Ditto
good.
was so sound.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Just
I'm
chatting.
glad.
And she's
She
got like the
seems
most
sound.
like I think it's like Georgian or Texan accent.
She's southern, like she's
Yeah,
southern.
she's Southern Belle. She's Southern Belle.
Okay.
I do declare, stand in the way of control.
But I remember working at ABC when the Streets played a gig.
Oh, I love
And
this.
I swear, right, this sounds like a joke, but everyone was so ecked. All I sold all night was like pints of water
Yeah,
to people
yeah,
like
yeah,
all
yeah.
night,
Yeah.
just constantly. And I just got to watch the Streets. It
That's
was great.
class.
That sounds good.
That's a good place to work.
I mixed the show in there against
sad.
one of the bands. And
You
it
got
was,
sacked?
I get
it was a
sacked.
nightmare to mix in that room.
Oh,
The
really?
heat was
Yeah.
dreadful.
Oh.
But it was
American stand-up
so
should come
cool,
over and play it. Yeah,
it was cool though.
I was
And
giving it.
the biggest mirror ball
Yeah.
in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to turn it on once. It was cool.
Congratulations.
Why did you
I'm
get
glad,
fired?
I'm glad you showed us how to turn on.
I'm pretty sure actually it was more of a.
Giving away a lot of free drinks.
Oh,
They were like,
been
you
there,
weren't
brother.
allowed to, so I used to give like quadruples for singles and stuff like that. And then,
Oh.
yeah, and it turns out they had cameras. So I left mid shift, but they let me stay in the bar. And then I wasn't allowed back for like a year.
Oh, like you were banned from the premises.
It was,
That's extreme.
No, I
And
don't know
he
if it's
burned
banned.
it down.
I don't know if it's banned. Yeah, well, I would like to say I've got an alibi. But then back in. But I used to love it in there, man. It was
Yeah,
so
I went
good.
quite a few times actually.
And Octopussy, do you remember Octopussy?
Yeah.
So that was at the Arches, and it had
No
Was that
idea.
one where you could get married in the
you could get
inflatable
married.
church?
You had a
You get
hot tub.
married?
You
Oh, I
had
love
all
hot tub.
different stuff. That was an
Was
insane
it Jelly
Wednesday.
Baby that had the ball pit, but it was like a
Jelly Baby was in ABC.
Yes, I think-
yeah. But there was like a ball pit with just like a paddling pool full of balls.
I didn't go to Jelly Baby a lot because it was full of children.
Yeah.
Because it was slightly after that. I had a gold card to the garage, so I used to get free entry to the garage.
Oh, that's not
Yeah.
us brag.
Yeah, Matt Winning got one, and then I was like, "How do you get one?" And I got one, and then we used to go to the garage all the time.
Do you know what? I don't think I would go to any nightclub now, except there is one nightclub in Glasgow that I would still feel comfortable going to, and that is the Cat House.
Oh,
I think it is
really?
a place that would accept anyone at any time. I think you could go to the Cat House and stay in solidarity with the
Oh, with
staff
the workers,
there.
yeah,
I was about to say.
The workers there.
I was like, "What the
They're
fuck
u-
are you
I,
doing?"
believe
Right?
they're, I believe they're unionising.
Yeah,
which
with,
is-
Oh.
with great difficulty.
with great difficulty, but we support them.
I thought you were doing some goth thing.
Yeah.
I was like, "What?"
Of course.
Right. I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Is he gonna?" Jelly
That's
thought he was-
horrible. That's a
yeah.
horrible thing that just happened there.
I thought you were going to sacrifice one of us. I was
Yeah.
like, "What is happening, man?"
Please
Yeah.
let it be me.
I used to go to an unders in Edinburgh. The microphone was laughing. I went to an unders in Edinburgh that was called The Mission.
Recently.
That's a church. That is a church.
Well,
like they
it
gave
was-
us soup and sandwiches.
No, it was like emo.
There were songs.
this really nice book.
Jesus,
Yeah.
No, it really
Oh,
wasn't
They
that
did this
vibe.
great song called like Kumbaya. It was really
No,
cool.
it was like emo metal songs, and it was at the time where all of my friends from primary school became emos when we went to high school.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I was forced to be an emo, even though I didn't like it. So I
Yeah.
would force myself to go to these unders nights when I was like 12. But there was so like I guess unders was just under 18, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was 18-year-olds.
Oh, there were some pedos. Yeah. There was like
Yeah.
20-year-olds at Trash Unders.
Oh, and it'd be like
yeah.
the same people, the same guys.
Remember, you were
every
concerned you were
time.
going to come on here and call someone a nonce.
Yeah.
That's as
Oh.
close as you got there.
Ah, well.
Yeah.
Well, they
I
are. Though surely they're.
Can't
pedos.
speak that. Nah, just kidding. And then,
Thing is, though, the nonces know who they are, so you don't have to.
Yeah,
name
that's
them.
true.
that's
But,
deep.
but the
That's
problem is,
deep.
but not everyone else
Put
knows
that
who
on the
they
back
are.
of my
No,
dog
that's,
shirt.
no, that's a badge. That's a pin badge. No one says you know who you are. Just cut about with that.
Honestly,
Like,
I reckon I could get merch if people would buy it.
I'd
I'd buy it.
Yeah, I
I'd
listen-
buy your merch.
Are you firing in? Like, what was that? That is. I'd buy you
Honestly,
merch.
anybody.
No, I can't. I feel like any time that I'm actually being sincere on this podcast, people look at me, they're like, oh.
You're not meant to be sincere on a podcast. Like, you're just meant to talk rubbish. See when you're talking about going through like an emo phase. I listened to.
I didn't go for an emo phase. That was the problem.
I was like, I don't think I did, but then I was like, I listened to a lot of hip hop. But I remember going on a date to see the Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh my god.
I've not thought of that in
The
ages.
Goo
Iris.
Goo Dolls. Oh, the
Iris.
Goo Goo
Yeah.
Dolls.
It's because he said it weird. The
The
Goo
Goo
Dolls.
Goo Dolls.
The Goo Goo Dolls.
No, I just
Oh,
fully
sorry
had forgotten.
It's the same fucking three words.
I just forgotten the existence.
How does that go again? Iris.
And I'd give up forever to touch you. Touch you? I think it's
Kiss
kiss
you,
you.
to touch you, put my hands on your hole.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's one of those songs.
That's a good episode name.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll get that done.
Oh.
Yeah.
that.
Well, we should probably.
I think we're close to wrapping up. I think before we do the final thing, have you got anything you want to plug?
Considering this isn't going to come out tomorrow.
You probably got a couple of months.
Well, I'm going on tour next year, so that's probably that.
Perfect.
That's
I'm doing my new tour show in all around the UK. So it's like 30 something dates everywhere from, I think the furthest south we go is like Winchester all the way up to Skye and Inverness. I think we're trying to add Orkney.
Cool.
Glasgow, I'm doing the Armadillo. Please come. There's 3,000 seats, which is a lot of people. Newcastle stand. I don't know if we're doing one in Edinburgh.
I couldn't tell you.
No, I don't know.
I'm so sorry. I
I don't
couldn't tell
know.
you.
So come go
People
to
from
Ray-
Edinburgh can come to Glasgow
Yeah,
for
I
the
think that was
3,000
the aim.
seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to raybradshaw.com.
It's worth it. Armadillo is a big old boy. That'd be
It's
fun.
so big.
You excited about it?
Nah. I on the first day I sold like 500-600 tickets. And
Oh, yeah.
But that's not even 15%
Yeah.
of the venue. Or I think it just is or something like that. So I was like, ooh, this is going to be a hard one.
But you've got
You'll
ages.
do it.
Yeah. So it's
You'll do it.
April the 11th next year.
Yeah.
So plenty of
Nice.
time.
Is it sign supported?
Every tour show has a sign language interpreter on it. So
Nice.
all the
100% convinced of the deaf community listening to podcasts, but
yes.
Oh, yeah, good
Any
point.
of them-
However, if you do know a deaf person,
Yeah.
the Armadillo have done something very cool, and they've reserved seats with good sight lines for deaf people.
nice.
on
Oh,
the
that's
interpreter. So you go on my website, you can see that there.
I'm not burning your material because this is from an old thing you should do. Do you still give concession price tickets to deaf people? Yeah, good, done.
But yeah, so yeah,
That's so
genuinely, it was
funny.
in here. We found out
That's so funny.
deaf people pay concession prices, and I'd lost on average £3 a head. So it was like $3,000 over like a short amount of time. And deaf people would like celebrate and all that. So there are concessions in this one, but like fucking be sound. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm looking down both cameras there. I was like, come on, guys, be nice to me. What's the final thing? What do you do?
Oh, well, we've kind of already done one, but I think
Nah, yeah, do a
I'm
better
prepared for a better one. We do an icebreaker, but we do it at the end because we're quirky and fun.
Oh, I hate that so much.
Here we go. Ray's really set you up for this.
Have you
Pretty
practiced
lost
this?
energy.
No.
No.
See Crazy Golf. I don't know.
Yeah,
What was their single?
So if you were a Crazy Golf hole, like just not the course, just
if you were a hole.
would you let me? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. If you, it's not the whole course. It's just
the
the
whole
one.
question
Come
is just a
on.
euphemism for pegging.
No,
Like that is what this is.
I'm not a pest. I promise.
I'm not a pest. The fact you're having to say I'm not a pest is
Like what
do this, keep going.
features would you want on?
Describe the features
On
of your
your
hole. Describe the features of your hole.
Not what
Your crazy hole.
yeah.
I hate every single one of you.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have
Only
it like.
because we're going to talk about this in court. Like, that's the only reason why.
No, I didn't mean it in a pervy way. I
As
just
in, like,
meant
would
like.
you be a big windmill? Or
Yeah,
would you
exactly.
I know exactly how I would design
Yeah.
as you thought about it. Due to the word hole, maybe do generally think about it. Mine would be, have you seen the Billy Connolly thing about parking your bike
Yes.
and someone's bum sticking out? That would be mine. So you have
Yeah,
to
So
yeah,
here's
get
a big bum.
yeah, and there's a bike spoke wheel near it, so you've got
Oh,
to
so
go.
you
You got to go over
Yeah,
and
yeah,
into
yeah.
the butt.
Yeah, nice.
And
Yeah.
the butthole's like animatronic and it keeps opening and closing.
Actually, do you know what you can do? Is there's the option to pay £4 and you can give it poppers. Like, go
Yeah,
that way.
yeah. Hell yeah.
That's for your handicap.
That's
You can
good.
give the whole poppers.
Nice.
I get the feeling this crazy golf course is in Amsterdam. Like it's got to be done.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're not getting this in Millport. Like not a chance.
Let's go play some crazy golf. It's good fun.
Are you okay?
Anyone else?
I was being Dutch.
That was Dutch.
Hey, let's go play some golf.
I thought you could smell toast. I was like, what is happening there, man?
What about you?
I love water features
I
generally
was
I was
speaking.
gonna
going to say, fuck.
So I think there may be some sort of
Heads up, just for future podcast references. If you're going to ask a question, you've got an answer. Say, for starters, I would, and then you don't need to have shit all over your parade. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. That's a good answer though. Water feature, but maybe a small plane that you have to get. Oh, I've got it. Okay, right. So
gonna say planes,
there's
why?
like I've changed my mind. You can have water features. It's fine. Mine's
don't
better.
want it. No.
Right. It's like a little. There's like a platform that you have to get the ball into, and once the ball is there, you then take over control of a drone, and you and you have to fly the ball a mile away into a hole, but you don't know where the hole is. It's like it's like a treasure hunt. Hunt the hole.
Right.
I think I've been to a club night.
I run it.
I also always good to Crazy Golf when it's 76 quid a round for your drone hire.
Yeah.
Listen, I wasn't asked it had to be practical or
Yeah,
cost
fair,
effective.
fair.
You said
What
I would
will
have
you
that.
go for?
I think sorry, you go.
I have no idea.
So water features out because that's been mentioned. So
I didn't use it, though.
I would like, please, a loop de loop.
That's always
But classic. But it's one of those holes that's got it's like a evil. Knievel, is that
Evil
right?
Knievel, yeah.
And there's like racing stripes and there's like fire and stuff. You have to go over the fire.
Is there a jump involved?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So
you
loop-de-loop and a
you
jump.
hit it. You have to hit it round the loop to loop, and then it goes up, and then it will land. That's like the hole in one.
That sounds the most practical answer so far, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that'd be
But
good.
I
one.
would, in my heart of hearts, would have wanted a
Why did you should say that?
a little water feat. It's like a little brook. You hit it into that, and then it goes
And then the
down.
ball goes. But that's what I was thinking.
Little
Yeah.
Madeline Brook, that's
Yeah.
fun. I
Yeah.
love water features. Do you know, I love water parks.
Me
I went to
too.
that one in Tenerife like a couple of years ago with my mum.
Siam
Siam
Park.
Park.
Yeah, and when I was
Fuck
there,
me,
a
that's
couple of my
dream
friends
holiday.
who happened to be on holiday there, and they were like, "We've got a car." I was like, "Yeah." It's like, "Mum, I'm going out for the day." She was like, "Okay." And so I was on holiday with my mum because I love her, but I was also like, she's in her 60s, 70s, and I was like, I don't want to just sit about. I want to do something fun. And she did not want to go to a water park. So we went, and when we were there, we were discussing like, what would your best water slide ever be? And I was like, I would love a water slide that went up. Wouldn't that be so cool if you're on a slide that goes up, and then the next one went on, it fucking went up, and I was like, oh my god!
How does it
was
work?
sick. There was basically you're in a
It's like a
ring,
roller coaster.
and it just like, but it like blasts with water and
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
as you go up this. It was so cool.
There's one in
Siam
Germany.
Water Park is so good.
There's one in Germany where you stand up through it. It's like the width of your
Nah.
body,
You
and there's
stand-
I don't
there's like
understand
hand.
it.
It's basically like you just like take a run at it, and then you're like,
Yeah.
Shit.
oh, it looks so sick.
That's a visual one for anyone listening.
I love water. I talked about it about last show about going down a water slide with a racist at Centre Parks. Accidentally.
I didn't know you went.
Hey. I've been to a water park myself when I've been like, I was over in Asia doing gigs and no one else
They are
wanted to go.
good fun, to be
So I
That's
just went myself.
genuinely my dream.
I've never really been to one.
They're
Can
so
we go?
good.
Water parks and theme
Stuff like
parks
that.
and flights are all things that I think are better to do by yourself than with other people.
Really?
Because you can just go on anything you
You
want.
can be selfish.
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
go and do what you
yeah,
want.
yeah.
You don't need
That's
to
fair.
like see when you're playing with someone. You talk. You maybe do this, do
Yeah.
this. Just switch off. Whereas like with a roller coaster, also you get single file queues.
Yeah,
so
which are
like
faster, yeah.
if it's like
Yeah,
families of
yeah.
five,
Right,
everything's much
right.
better. So yeah,
yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'll go then.
I think the closest thing we've got to water, there's no water parks in Scotland. I
Yeah.
mean, the time capsule had a couple of decent shoots
Yeah.
once upon a time.
No, I look all the time for my wee boy. There's nothing really.
There's one, Alton Towers have got one, and there's a
Yeah,
really good
Splash
one.
They've got.
in-
Oh, do they?
yeah, and
Yeah.
there's also a really good one in fucking Blackpool of all places. They've got this sort of indoor.
It's
water
not great. Me,
it
Alex,
just
and
my
Haley
memory?
went. It smells funky, man.
Oh.
Yeah, we went. And my wee boy was like, Blackpool's the best place in the world because we went to Pleasure Beach and a water park 2 days apart. And I was like, yeah, but think about the smell of piss everywhere in the
Yeah.
street. But yeah, he liked it. But then we took him to Disneyland. He was like, this is better.
Blackpool's got some cool rides, and it's got some heritage stuff, which is like you get like.
Wallace and Gromit rate's really cool.
Yeah, and
Let's
like
take an
even
old
some of the old wooden roller coasters,
Yeah,
you get like
yeah, yeah.
anoraks from around the world that will travel just to
Oh,
go on some of
really?
the,
Yeah.
because it's like there's like original versions of these rides that don't exist anywhere else, so they go there.
Grand
specifically.
National, is that the really old
Grand
one? There's one of them,
National.
yeah.
There's also one where you just sit on a horse, that's like, but you don't get strapped in, and it just goes like fucking
Yeah.
50 miles an hour. You're like, fuck! We
We-
should go next work night.
Yes!
out. Let's go
We,
Blackpool.
Let's go. Actually, no. Let's go Oakwood in Wales.
Oakwood.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Sounds shite.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's just a forest.
No, it's like the best. So the Oakwood, and then they've got which is a theme park, and they've got the Blue Lagoon as well, which
It's a
is
chippy.
the chippy. Because you get really hungry afterwards.
I didn't know they branched
it's
out
a
that
water
far.
park that's got slides that you can go down to at a time.
Yeah, they've
that's
got
kinda
the.
fun. Oh,
I when
We should go there,
This is
please.
taking a turn. This it's a good chat though. I'm enjoying this.
When I need to go pick up. Talk about it. Tell about it. So I'm going to tell. We were at Disneyland last year, and he loves he was 4 at the time. He loves danger stuff. Like he's got a adrenaline junkie. And have you ever been the Tower of Terror? Which
Yeah.
dropped. So he was
Is it still the Tower of Terror? I thought they'd made it like a Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
no, there still is that.
Is it?
And he was like, I want to go in that. I was like, mate, you're a bit young. And he was like, let's go. So we go in and we do it once, and he's loving it. Even though it's dropping all the time, he's killing himself. So he goes, let's go back in. So we go in, and then there's these 3 French guys sitting in front of us, like big, muscly, quite camp guys. And the ride goes up and then drops like the thing, and they start screaming, and my son, who's 4 at the time, is pointing and laughing at them reacting. And then one of them was like, the child is laughing. like, it was so good. I was like, you're getting bullied by a kid, man.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's
so that was
great.
that.
Wow.
What was your theme? Your
Oh.
golf thing?
I don't. I was kind of thinking all of those golf holes and stuff. It's always it makes me want them to be big, so that you could go in it.
You want to go in? Oh, so like, what's that thing called where you play in a big ball and you go inside
Yeah,
it? Zorbing?
yeah.
Oh, Zorba, yeah.
So maybe
yeah.
it would like somehow you hit the ball and then you have to get in a big ball and
I'm
go
into that.
around
I'm
it.
into that.
That's quite fun.
I'm
Yeah,
into
but I
that.
don't know how it would actually
Have you ever
work.
been Zorbing though? You absolutely deck it every time.
I feel
It's
like
so
that was a
tiring.
thing
I
from
don't
like
think I
20 years ago that
have.
kind of had its moment.
Yeah.
Like that and
Segwaying.
segwaying feels like that was a corporate
Was
thing.
the guy
they
that
did about
invented a
50
Segway not fall off a cliff on a Segway?
No.
Yeah, I think the answer. I mean, that's true, but I think it's slightly more boring. Also, I have to do this. The number of things I've been watching back our podcast, the number of things I say with confidence that turn out to be total fucking bullshit. Please fact check this. But as far as I'm aware, the guy that bought Segway as a company, he then went on a Segway
Okay.
and fell off a cliff.
Still.
So like, it's not that he invented it, but the
Yeah.
guy that owned Segway
Fair.
died on a Segway.
Yeah.
That's
But Segway
Maybe
is like
Elon Musk
Zorbing.
will die in a Tesla.
Could we?
yeah. Hopefully.
Could we just have to end the podcast? Could we
Yep.
just do a minute silence for that guy?
Yeah.
Let me time it.
Are we actually going to... Okay, sorry. That's enough. That's enough.
No, that would have been so good if we were like, and I.
That's close. Chris, just pause it for a minute.
Yeah, make us all
Yeah.
Just pause this and then we'll... Anyway, thank you very much for coming on
Yeah.
our podcast, Ray. I think we talked about enough comedy to warrant this
Who
being...
cares? Comedy sucks.
You're... as a final thing, I genuinely mean this, and I mean this with love. You're one of the best comedians just to have a gossip. with.
Yeah.
Oh, I love a
definitely.
gossip, man.
Yeah.
So
We
gossip.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you see one side of it, I see the other. And what's interesting is I could tell you who's a dick backstage,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you could tell me who's a dick
Exactly,
out there.
yeah.
Because
There's a Venn
sometimes,
diagram.
yeah, but sometimes the people will speak to you nicer because they get
Yes.
things, or other times people, so it's interesting. to
Yeah,
see
it's
that.
interesting.
So
And I think for the listeners, they know that this is pretty much just what it's like after the show when you stay for
Yeah.
a pint.
yeah,
That's like
Maybe less
that was-
names.
Actually,
but-
me and last Sunday, way more names
Yeah,
mentioned.
you've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
significantly
Oh,
less
yeah.
libelous than you usually are.
Yeah. Let's just say I've got a good career and I would like to work at Exit. Me and Larry Dean sat in here for
Oh,
an hour
yeah,
the other
yeah,
day,
yeah.
just chatting with stuff, and then Sean came in for a bit, and then we came out. And
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
hadn't seen Larry in ages, so we're just like, just talking shit.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much for coming on, and thank you, Lottie, and thank you, Molly.
Thank you, Fraser.
Pleasure.
Thank you,
Shout out to
Fraser.
Paul McDaniel.
Shout out
I
Paul
hope you get the restraining order you
Love
need.
you, Paul. Bye.